Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into something fascinating, heartwarming, and maybe a little bit crazy. You guessed it, weddings. We all know weddings are about love, commitment, and maybe a dance-off or two. But around the world, some cultures have traditions that make you go, wait, what? We're talking tears of joy, but like a lot of tears, brides getting hitched to trees, literally. And some, well, let's just say interesting beauty treatments. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. So buckle up, get ready to be amazed, and maybe have a little giggle as we explore 8 of the craziest wedding traditions from around the world. Okay, first up we're heading to China, where brides take pre-wedding prep to a whole new level. Imagine crying for a whole month leading up to your big day. Not because you're having second thoughts, but because it's tradition. This tradition is called Zuo Tang, or sitting in the mourning hall. It's believed that the more a bride cries before her wedding, the happier her marriage will be. They say practice makes perfect, and in this case they're practicing their crying skills. Can you imagine your wedding day is supposed to be the happiest day of your life, but you've already used up a month's worth of tears? They even have professional criers who help the bride get those tears flowing. Now that's dedication. I can just picture it now. A bride-to-be sitting in her room surrounded by tissues watching the saddest movie marathon ever. I'm talking Titanic, The Notebook, even Bambi, all the tear-jerkers. I'm not sure if I could handle that much emotional preparation. I'd be a complete mess on the wedding day, and not in a good way. But hey, different cultures, different customs, right? I guess it's kind of sweet in a way, showing how much the bride values the upcoming marriage. Plus, it might even help release any pre-wedding jitters. I'm all for a good cry every now and then, but a whole month? That's next level commitment. Next, we're jetting off to India, where things get a little, shall we say, rooted in tradition. You know how people say, you'll know when you found the one? Well, in some parts of India, that one might just be a tree. That's right, folks. We're talking about tree marriages. Don't worry, the trees don't have to dress up in tiny tuxedos. This tradition is usually carried out for women who are believed to be cursed under a certain astrological placement called Manglik. It's believed that marrying a tree first will break the curse, allowing the bride to have a happy and successful marriage with a human groom later on. It's like a pre-wedding warm-up, except your first partner is a stationary oxygen-producing plant. I wonder if they have a wedding registry at the local nursery, maybe a nice fertilizer or some new gardening gloves. And what kind of cake do you have for a tree wedding? A log cake? Okay, I'll stop with the tree puns. But seriously, this tradition is taken very seriously and is an important part of their culture. It's fascinating how different cultures find unique ways to address spiritual beliefs and ensure good fortune for their loved ones. And hey, marrying a tree is certainly one way to guarantee your partner won't snore. All right, get ready for this one, you guys, because we're about to get messy. We're heading to Scotland, where brides and grooms experience a pre-wedding ritual that's definitely not for the faint of heart, or those who love a pristine white wedding dress. It's called the blackening of the bride, and it involves just what it sounds like, getting covered in all sorts of sticky, smelly stuff. We're talking things like soot, feathers, spoiled milk, curdled cream, basically anything that would make your average person run screaming in the other direction. It's said to symbolize the challenges the couple will face in their marriage and to ward off evil spirits. I guess nothing says good luck with your future together like a good old-fashioned muckfest. I can just imagine the looks on the bride and groom's faces as their friends and family chase them down, buckets of goop in hand. Talk about a memorable pre-wedding photo shoot. I'm all for a little bit of fun and games, but this tradition takes things to a whole new level. Imagine the smell. I can practically smell it through the screen. And good luck getting that out of your hair before the wedding. But you know what? Maybe there's something to be said for embracing the messiness of life, both literally and figuratively. After all, marriage is all about sticking together through thick and thin, through the good times and the bad, through the clean and the, well, very, very dirty. Hold on to your socks, gentlemen, because we're about to get a little rough. Our next stop is South Korea, where grooms endure a rather, let's say, tenderizing pre-wedding ritual. It's called falaka, And it involves beating the groom's feet with a fish or a cane. Yes, you heard that right, beating the groom's feet. Now, before you call the wedding police, it's not as brutal as it sounds. It's more of a symbolic act than a full-on assault. The idea is to test the groom's strength and character and to prepare him for any challenges he might face in marriage. They also say it's good luck and ensures a happy and fertile marriage. I'm not sure I buy that last part. But hey, who am I to argue with tradition? I just hope they use a nice soft fish, maybe a flounder or something. And I hope they go easy on the poor guy. I mean, he's got to walk down the aisle the next day. Can you imagine the wedding vows? I take the, to be my lawfully wedded wife. It's all in good fun though, and it's a way for the groom's friends and family to show their support and give him some tough love before the big day. Plus, after a foot massage like that, he'll be ready for anything. Let's take a trip to Germany where couples show their teamwork skills even before saying "I do." This tradition is called Baumstamm Sagen, which translates to log sawing. Basically, the bride and groom have to work together to saw a log in half using a large two-person saw. Don't worry. They don't hand them chainsaws and yell, "Go!" It's usually a large old-fashioned saw and the guests are there to cheer them on. The log sawing symbolizes the obstacles the couple will face in their marriage and their ability to overcome those obstacles by working together. It's a beautiful representation of partnership and the importance of communication and collaboration in a marriage. I can just picture it now, the bride and groom all dressed up in their wedding finery, sweat dripping down their foreheads as they struggle to get that saw through the log. The guests are cheering them on, offering words of encouragement and maybe a few pointers on their sawing technique. It's a true test of teamwork and patience, that's for sure. And hey, if they can get through that without killing each other, they can get through anything, right? Plus, think of the amazing arm workout they're getting. They'll be ready to hold those heavy wedding gifts by the end of it. All right, you guys, this next one might make you squirm a little bit. We're heading to Kenya, where the Maasai people have a unique way of bestowing blessings upon the happy couple. Now, when we think of blessings, we usually picture something sweet and sentimental, right? Well, in this case, it involves a little bit of saliva. Yes, you heard that right, spitting. But don't worry, it's not as gross as it sounds. It's all done with love. In Maasai culture, spitting is seen as a sign of good luck and prosperity. So, as part of the wedding ceremony, the father of the bride spits on his daughter's head and chest as a way of wishing her a happy and fertile marriage. I know, it sounds a little strange, but it's a beautiful gesture that signifies the father's love and well wishes for his daughter. Plus, it's certainly one way to make sure the bride stands out from the crowd. I just hope they have some good stain remover on hand, just in case. Fasten your seatbelts, everyone, because we're about to dive into a tradition that's not for the faint of stomach. We're going to France, the land of love, romance, and drinking leftovers out of a toilet bowl. Okay, maybe not your typical romantic getaway, but hey, to each their own, right? This tradition, thankfully not as common anymore, involved newlyweds drinking a concoction of leftover food and drinks mixed in a hopefully clean chamber pot or toilet bowl. It was believed to give the couple strength and vitality for their wedding night. Honestly, I think I'd rather stick to champagne. Can you imagine the look on the bride's face as someone hands her a toilet bowl full of... Well, you can use your imagination. Not exactly the most appetizing way to end your wedding reception, right? I guess it's the thought that counts. On the bright side, it might make for some pretty hilarious wedding photos. Smile and say, "Toilet bowl." Last but not least, we're traveling to the Congo for a wedding tradition that's all about keeping a straight face. In the Kuba culture, the bride and groom are strictly forbidden from smiling during the entire wedding ceremony and reception. Can you imagine an entire day of keeping a straight face? Even during the speeches, the first dance, the cake cutting, my cheeks would be cramping. It's not because they're not happy, though. It's actually a sign of respect and shows that they are taking the commitment of marriage seriously. It's believed that smiling during the ceremony would show a lack of seriousness about the marriage. Talk about a tough crowd. I can just picture the wedding photographer trying to get the bride and groom to crack a smile, just one little smile. No, okay, how about a smirk, a slight upturn of the lips, anything. It must take a lot of self-control to resist the urge to smile on your wedding day, but hey, I guess it makes for some pretty unique wedding photos. And hey, at least they don't have to worry about getting any food stuck in their teeth. And there you have it, 8 of the craziest wedding traditions from around the world. From crying brides to tree marriages, from foot beatings to toilet bowl drinks, we've seen it all. It's amazing how different cultures celebrate love and commitment in their own unique and sometimes quirky ways. It just goes to show that love truly is a universal language, even if the customs surrounding it can be a little, well, interesting. So, the next time you're at a wedding and you think a tradition is a little strange, just remember, it could be a whole lot stranger. Which one of these traditions surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more fun and fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious.